We're going to go ahead and get started with our business meeting. Today's date is March 25, 2025. The time is 2 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Eberlein, Duncan, and Matari. I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'm going to begin with a moment of silence. Okay, next will be the pledge. Jeff, could I get you to lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Yeah, we have an amended agenda, so I'll make a motion to accept that, and it has to do with item 20. It was first listed as Idaho Office of Emergency Management, but it's Idaho Office of Drug Policy. And then also if we could change the order of 18 and 19.
Sounds good to me. Commissioner Eberlein?
Okay, so would you like an official motion for the amended agenda?
So was it amended?
Yeah.
Within 48 hours?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there an emergent need for that?
Well, it's
For
just,
that item?
I don't know about the grant.
Yeah, there needs to be, if it's within 48 hours, there needs to be an emergency.
Okay,
If it was changed. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does.
Same as adding.
So if we can ask
Just need
Doug,
to make a short record of that,
Yeah.
that need for that.
Yeah.
okay, Doug Hall and the,
Doug, can you come up here real quick, please?
if we push your item off till next week, is that a problem? Are we running up against any date of acceptance issues?
No, we can go till next week.
Okay,
And this is an application, so it's really a deadline to submit. Is that correct?
We're actually already past the deadline though. So at this point, I've been in contact with Office of Drug Policy and they've said it's okay that we get it late.
well, we'll keep you on. I just needed that information for the, okay, so I move that we accept the amended agenda for item 20 as deadlines have already been missed and we don't want to be any later.
So be it.
Commissioner Eberlein?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, okay. All right, public comment. Hearing nothing, we'll move to, I'll take a motion on the meeting minutes.
I move we approve meeting minutes, items 1 through 7.
Second.
Commissioner Eberlein?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. Consent calendar.
I move that we approve items 8 through 12.
Mark?
Aye.
Second.
Commissioner Eberlein?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. And payables.
I move that we approve the payables for March 17th through 2025 in the amount of $473,275.26.
Second.
Commissioner Eberlein?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye. On to business. Item number 14, bid opening, bid number generator and transfer switch up, Kootenai County Public Safety Building and Sheriff's Office. It's with our Building and Grounds, and we have Director Jeff Fuller.
Yeah, good afternoon, Commissioners. Before you today is a bid opening for the jail generator with an alternate for a transfer switch. So I just ask that you read the company, acknowledge 3 addenda, the base bid, the alternate price, and acknowledge the bidder security.
Well, you're going to have to run me through those again because
You should see it on the form in there.
If it's more than 3, yeah, we'll do that. All right, so this is from Legacy Power Systems, and I don't have a location yet.
Is it on the envelope?
Pardon me?
The envelope?
No.
No.
Okay, here we go. Fancy packet here. So, Gig Harbor, Washington. And alternate bid, all right, where's the total here? Oh, here we go. Okay, the base bid is $463,155.13. Add alternate 1 is $39,872. And the further requirement doesn't have like a B or C, but enclosed bid guarantee. So the bid guarantee is $23,157.75. And those are all the numbers I'm finding.
Okay, that's good.
This is Valley Electric, Inc. And again, it'll be a surprise where they're from. All right, Lewiston, Idaho, and their base bid is $541,000. The ad alternate one is $59,000, and the bid guarantee is $600,000. And I think
Sorry, what was the bid guarantee?
$600,000. So that's it.
All right, I guess we'll just need a motion that we accepted
Received.
or
Yeah.
received the bids.
So I move that we acknowledge and receive the bids for the generator transfer switch up with our Kootenai County Public Safety Building and Sheriff's Office.
So be it.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 15. This is an RFQ-Award, Air Traffic Control Tower Services with the airport. And do we have Kim Stevenson? Are you on the line?
Gaston Patterson, Airport Director, is with you, Commissioner.
Go ahead, Gaston.
All right, today we have in front of you the recommendation to select air traffic control tower controlling firm based on submitted qualifications received at the March 11th business meeting. This will be in response to the airport's request for qualifications published January 30th. We received qualifications from 3 very qualified companies in the industry, Serco, Tower Tech, and Advanced ATC. Upon the airport's review of all the qualifications, at this time, the airport is recommending selection of Advanced ATC based on qualifications we believe will best serve the airport and our community. A few of those items, just to be highlighted, would be familiarity with operating a tower such as our structure and equipped with equipment like ours is, meeting and exceeding our tower staffing requirements, meeting and exceeding minimum insurance requirements. They have a pretty high level of training in that this is the firm that trains a lot of the FAA tower controllers and other contractors' controllers. They have a full simulator facility where they can actually program our airport and airspace into the tower and simulate operations here with their staff before they ever arrive on site here, which is a pretty cool thing to offer. In addition to favorable cost estimates for both 6 and 12-month contracts, and being very engaged through the whole process in airspace development for the safety of our airport and air traffic, and addressing a lot of the noise concerns in the community. So upon the board's decision today, we will return to a future business meeting with the proposed contract for services to execute with them.
Any questions? I don't think we need a motion for this, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Just to
It's
award?
Yeah.
So
So-
I'll take a motion.
I move that we award the air traffic control tower services to Advanced ATC, Inc. with a contract coming forward.
So be it.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 16, development and ground lease, AAL-2025-400, hangar development with TFA LLC at the airport. And Gaston, are you going to take this one?
No, Commissioners, this is Kim Stevenson. I'm going to take this one. TFA LLC has requested a development and ground lease for a lot west of Empire for 70,000 square feet at the private aircraft storage rate. The annual revenue is $17,570.
Thank you. Questions, motion?
Move that we approve the development and ground lease AAL 2025-400, and this is for Hangar Development with TFA LLC.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next up, item 17, board approval request. This is an agreement for termination of KBooks Financial Services with Transit, and we have Chad Engel.
Thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. So before you today is a request for termination of the agreement with KBooks Financial Services. On March 14th, 2025, KBooks formally issued written notice to terminate the agreement. Originally dated June 1st, 2024, and set to end on May 13th, 2025, KBooks has proposed that the termination take effect on March 31st, 2025. Subject to your approval. We are seeking your approval on proposed termination date. Legal has reviewed and approved this.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the agreement, the termination agreement with KBooks Financial effective March 31st, 2025.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
Aye, motion carries. We're going to switch 18 and 19. Next up will be 19, and this is board approval request, Kootenai County Public Transportation, proposed FY26 program of projects, and Chad Engel again.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record again. So before you today is the proposed program of projects for fiscal year 26 through 30. We have our partial fiscal year 25 FTA 5307 annual apportionment. It came to $1,287,597, as seen in the lower section of the program of projects. The program project shows where we will allocate funds to eligible activities. This is a mandatory annual process from FTA, which we are presenting to you for approval. If approved, we will then publish a notice in the paper for public comment at the public hearing on April 28th. The information will then carry forward into the TIP, which is the Transportation Improvement Program, with KMPO, and to ITD for the STIP, the State Transportation Improvement Program, in order for us to be able to apply for our 5307 apportionment funds with the FTA.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the Kootenai County Public Transportation proposed FY26 program of projects.
Nay.
Okay, I need a second.
I'll second it. This is a public notice requirement, and so it is part of the program. I do want to ask, though, at some point, because I know that, well, we'll go ahead. You got your second for the motion.
Okay, Commissioner Eberline?
Nay.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chair Matari?
I just want to kind of ask a question here, and it's rhetorical. I'm not looking for an answer, but, you know, some of these things we have to do, and if we don't do it, you know, it's going to lead to an adverse consequence for this particular department, and we are on the hook for these things. And so, you know, in order to make a good decision on this, you know, I just want to make sure it's real clear that if we just say no to stuff, that means we're going to shut it down. And that can be very costly to the county. And I don't want there to be a cost to the county if that is the direction of this board. And so I just want to make sure that just saying no for the sake of no is not something that's just thrown out there, that it's, you know, if this is the decision that we want to go, that we have that discussion and figure out how to do it so that it doesn't affect the taxpayer or it mitigates that as much. My vote will be aye for right now. Motion carries. That's item 19. Next up is item 18, since we switched those, and that's board approval request for Kootenai County Public Transportation proposed FY26 program of projects public notice, and it's transit, and we have Chad Engel again.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record again. So before you for approval is the public notice to be published in the paper for a public hearing on the program of projects. The public hearing date will be April 28th. This has been reviewed and approved by legal.
Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the Kootenai County Public Transportation proposed FY26 program of projects to be published, for the public notice to be published and the hearing to occur on April 28th.
Nay.
Okay, I will give a second for this motion.
Okay, Commissioner Eberline,
Nay.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
And again, my hope is that we have a conversation, and if we want to, shut this program down, we have a conversation about that and make sure that if it were to happen, it wouldn't happen at the expense of the county taxpayer, at least mitigate it as much as possible. Aye is my vote. Thank you. Next up is item 20, and this is a grant application, FY 2026 SAB grant, Idaho Office of Drug Policy, in the amount of $6,644. There's no match requirement. This is with Juvenile Diversion, and because we've already missed the original deadline, there's still an opportunity for the application, which is why we made the emergency motion today, because of just an error in how it was presented. And so with that said, Doug Hall, would you like to go ahead and describe this and explain it?
Yes, good afternoon, Commissioners. Douglas Hall with Juvenile Diversion for the record. So this is an annual grant that we have applied for every year for over 20 years. There's no match requirement. This is funds that come through or from the feds through the state, and we use this money to fund our drug and alcohol education program.
Questions?
I do. Are these are students who are your, who attend these meetings, correct? Or these educational opportunities? Or are they adults too?
So this is juveniles only,
Okay.
and this is actually a class that's open to anyone in the community.
Okay.
So not just kids that are on diversion, but also probation, referrals that come to us through the schools, through the community.
Okay, so referrals, does that mean somebody who hasn't been referred can't go? Do you have to have a referral to go?
Well, not a formal referral. We'll sometimes get parents who are struggling with
Okay.
their kids, and the school might tell, or like our local assessment center also might bring it to their attention that we have this class, so we'll get parents that call us. Sometimes we'll have schools that call us. So it's not just the kids that are in diversion.
Perfect. I just wanted to make it clear that it is open to the community. They don't have to be assigned to a particular program or anything. So,
Correct.
thank you.
They don't have to be in big doo-doo in order to have to use the program. Is that correct?
In fact, we hope they come to this class so they won't get in big doo-doo.
Well, that's good because we have the captain of the jail back there, and we want to try to figure out a way to put him out of a job if we ever could.
There you go.
So, all right. Well, with that said, if there's no other questions, I'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the grant application for the FY26 Substance Abuse Block Grant with the Idaho Office of Drug Policy in the amount of $6,644 with no match requirement.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Next up is item 21. It's a hold harmless agreement with Lakes Highway District, Parks and Waterways. And we have Director Nick Snyder on the line.
Thank you, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for items 21 and 22. Yes, before you is a hold harmless agreement between Kootenai County and Lakes Highway District, which is necessary to indemnify both agencies for any claims that may arise for the installation and the operation of the dock system located in Bayview, the Bayview public launch. And as Chairman Matari clarified in that earlier status update meeting, the agreement does not obligate the county to any ongoing maintenance, repair, or operation expenses of the launch facility. Those discussions will come at a later date.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Let's get her done.
All right. I move that we approve the hold harmless agreement and authorize the chair to execute it with Lakes Highway District and our Parks and Waterways.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 22, financial budget. This is a payment to the City of Coeur d'Alene Parks and Recreation Department for a lawnmower with Parks and Waterways. And Director Snyder again.
Thank you. Yeah, before you is a request to issue payment in the amount of $18,500 to the City of Coeur d'Alene Parks and Recreation Department so they can purchase a mower to maintain the Highway 95 trail. As you may recall, the City of Coeur d'Alene is partnering with Kootenai County to maintain that trail from Appleway up to Hayden Avenue. And so that will allow them the opportunity to purchase the mower to do that maintenance. And the funding, commissioners, will come from the Highway 95 Trail Maintenance Account. As you might recall, that's the funding that we recently received from ITD.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the payment to the City of Coeur d'Alene Parks and Recreation Department for the lawnmower.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Director Snyder. Next up, item 23, board approval request. This is the final payment for the transport van with the Sheriff's Office and the jail. And we have Captain Jeremy Heil here.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Captain Heil, for the record, I'm here with Grant Kinsey from IT. In the 2024 budget, we budgeted for the new transport van that was originally quoted at $194,547, and that was in February of '03. When we took possession of it in February 23 rather, when we took possession in February of 25, the final bill was $197,022. So I spoke with Grant Kinsey. One of the things that put it over budget was switching from the stock camera system that the Braun Northwest uses to one that's actually compatible with our system, and that was $69,008.20.
Nope, not 69,000. $6,900.
$6,908.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. $6,908.20. And Grant had money in. I'll let him speak to that. He had money in a line item to cover that. And then of the remaining $4,186, I will split that between two line items in the jail, $8071 for $2,186, and then $2,000 out of $8502.
Commissioners, the line item Captain Heil's referring to is a couple years ago when we set out on that program to upgrade all of the patrol cruisers and detective cruisers to be a like compatible unit across the board, across the fleet. That was a $250,000 project. We got it done. We had about $30,000 left over that is still sitting. We've carried it forward. Been purchasing things like antennas, cables, just whatever's needed to that comes up on the fleet. So we figured this would be an appropriate line item since it is the same WatchGuard system that's going into the van that is in the cruisers, so that it can be compatible and download its data into our system and work right and everything.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the funding for the final payment of the transport van as outlined in the memo.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. That concludes our business. Next up is, thank you, gentlemen. Next up is public comment. Would anyone like to speak? Anybody on the line? 2:23, meeting adjourned. Thank you.